YouTube, my name is Rachel Mayo. Welcome to my channel and thank you for being here. I'm going to be discussing the effects of the new moon that's happening at 23 degrees of Capricorn on the 12th or the 13th of January, depending on your location. This is because it's happening very early in the morning on the 12th of January. As we all know, 23 degrees is a very sensitive point that was highlighted all throughout 2021. The Saturn-Pluto conjunction was responsible for the spread of the pandemic, as we all know. Pluto rules disease, transformation, and death. Pluto brought disease, death, and transformation. Saturn brought endings and restrictions through government lockdowns. We are now revisiting the same degree at this lunation. I do my readings based on your ascendant. You can read for your moon sign to find out how it will affect you on an emotional level. I suggest you listen to all three so you can understand how this lunation is behaving in all three signs. Listening to the whole introduction will help you to understand and learn astrology. It will also help you to understand how these aspects are applying according to your own natal birth chart. So go to astro.com to get your free natal birth chart so that you can find out where your ascendant is, which sign and house your moon is placed in, and which house. Of course, you know your sun sign, but you have to also find out which house your sun is placed in. This lunation will be extremely transformational and exciting, and perhaps even dangerous. The intensity of this lunation is going to perhaps cause some conflict or some unexpected event. I will advise you to avoid crowded places. Be on the alert. Avoid being triggered. Avoid conflict. Anything is possible at this new moon. Try and avoid being triggered or acting aggressively. It will not end well for you. Saturn is the ruling planet of this new moon. That means Saturn has the upper hand. That means the government and the authorities have the upper hand and the last say with whatever actions transpire. Pluto is tightly conjunct this new moon. Pluto rules death, sex, and transformation. Pluto always transforms whatever it touches. There's always some type of death when there's a tight conjunction with Pluto and the Sun. The type of death that may occur could be actual or figuratively. It is conjunct the Sun. The Sun rules our identity, it rules our leaders, it rules kings. This lunation is a new moon. It means Pluto is also conjunct the moon. The moon rules the people. It rules our home. It rules our family. It rules our homeland. It rules our deep emotions. All these conjunctions are happening in the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn is the natural 10th house of the zodiac. The 10th house is the highest house in the zodiac. It's also known as the MC. What does Capricorn rule? It rules the government, big corporations, authority figures, the work that we do in society, our standing in society. Capricorn house is the house where everybody can see you. There will be a deep transformation in this area. That means people we look up to, people like kings, presidents, our government leaders, and other authority figures will fall. Some will fall literally, and some may even expire at this time. It may not be a literal death. It could be the death of their standing in society, like somebody who's a king will no longer be king. Somebody who's a president will no longer be a president. It could also mean that some corporate executives will either resign or fall from their positions. That's on a broader scale. Now let's look at what this could mean in your personal life. This could mean a boss that you looked up to could fall from his position. For some people, this could affect a leader of a group that you looked up to, or it could be a professor. It could even be your father or your mother. This Capricorn new moon is bringing the final restructuring of the Capricorn Cancer axis. This is the area where we've all been working on for the last 3 years. As we've all experienced, Saturn was transiting the sign of Capricorn and the karmic nodes were in the Capricorn Cancer axis. This is more like the final phase of restructuring this area. This is the time we get to choose what's going to stay in our life and what's going to be left behind. This is your chance to reevaluate the past 3 years. What has not worked in your life? What What structures have you been holding on to and hoping somehow they'll magically, somehow start to work better? Those are the parts that this lunation is calling on you to eliminate before you begin to rebuild. The place where we have Capricorn in our birth chart is the place where we can actually begin to build a new foundation. We started working on this area about 3 years ago. Saturn has just finished transiting a house that he rules, house of Capricorn. Saturn is currently now transiting another house that he rules, the sign of Aquarius. So essentially we have 5 years, almost 6 years of Saturn transiting his signs. This is a very dense area in anyone's natal birth chart. This is the area where we get to reinforce our foundation. When this area is reinforced, your foundation is strong. So make sure to eliminate whatever has not been working for you. Anything that you need to flush out, either if it's in your immediate environment, your relationships, the useless boyfriend, the failing marriage, the job that you don't like and would rather be doing something else, whatever it is that needs to go, this is the time that you have to give it the boot. This is the time for you to be truly honest with yourself. You also have to realize how crucial this is. Saturn has a 29-year cycle. So this means that the last time he was at this juncture was in 1991. And he's not going to come back for another 29 years. So you get this one opportunity, this one chance to make sure that you're heading in the right direction. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. This lunation is forming a complex aspect pattern. It's forming a square with nearly all the planets. This includes Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, which are all conjunct in the sign of Aquarius. There will be squaring Mars and Uranus, who are transiting Taurus. Uranus is going to turn direct on the 14th. So essentially that means that Uranus has been stationary direct for the past few days and is going to stay stationary direct for the coming days. This makes Uranus very, very powerful. So the potential for unexpected sudden events, sudden explosive events is very likely. The conjunction of Mars and Uranus in Taurus carries a huge potential for conflicts, accidents, fires, volcanoes, earthquakes, some type of confrontational blow-ups. Uranus rules electricity, so there is also another potential for electric shocks, being tasered, or having a heart attack, and other aggressive actions using technology, perhaps the internet. Mars in Taurus is square Saturn in Capricorn. Mars in Taurus is a fixed energy. The symbol for the sign of Taurus is the bull. And we all know that when provoked, this bull can go wild and crazy. Mars rules anger, aggression, conflict, blood, weapons like guns and knives. It also rules the police and the army. So essentially, Mars is the god of war. Fortunately, in this square, Saturn is more powerful. So whatever aggressive actions that you may take, somebody is going to put the brakes on them. Either the police, the government, or the army. So this means that whatever aggressive actions that one or groups may take is going to be met with resistance. It's going to be met with Saturn. And Saturn is going to put the brakes on whatever aggressions that you may have. If you're wise and you listen to astrology aspects, you will be able to put the brakes on yourself. Hey, if you like this content, please like my videos and share my videos on your social media or with your family. It really helps my channel grow. Thank you. As the year progresses, we are going to have other lunations. However, the Capricorn new moon always kicks off the new year. This new moon is very intense and transformational. And almost all the aspects are exact aspects, meaning the orb of the conjunctions or the squares are very tight, less than 1 degree for some. We're going to experience this lunation in 3 houses: the Capricorn house, the Aquarian house, and the Taurus house. The Capricorn house is where the lunation is happening. This is where you're going to experience the new beginnings and perhaps some endings. And then we're going to fill it in the Aquarius house, because this is where the triple conjunction of Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn, the ruling planet of this lunation, will all be squaring the house of Taurus, where Mars and Uranus are currently transiting. So as you can see, there's a concentration of energy in the Capricorn house and in the Aquarius house. Means that Saturn is very powerful at this lunation, and Saturn is going to stay powerful for the next month or so, because the Sun is going to be moving into Aquarius, Aquarius being another sign, of course, ruled by Saturn. So this means that restriction, government, the authorities are going to be very powerful during this period, and this new moon is the initiation point. Neptune transiting the sign of Pisces is going to add another challenge. Actually, this challenge has been around for the past few months and is going to stay a little bit longer. This aspect is Neptune is going to be squaring the karmic nodes. So all this confusion and misinformation, deception, or lies has been caused by this square aspect. So this is not going to go away. Therefore, we have to be very careful about the information that we're getting. We have to discern what is true and what is not. Fortunately, this new moon is also forming a harmonious aspect to the same Neptune that is square the karmic nodes. It's an aspect of a sextile. This means that there is still an opportunity for you to find healing or spirituality or some kind of counseling in this difficult time. A sextile is a harmonious aspect that creates opportunity. So even if we're going to experience a lot of transformation and confusion, there's still an opportunity to find some type of healing. The ruling planet of this lunation is Saturn. Saturn is currently transiting his other home, Aquarius. He rules Aquarius along with Uranus. What does Aquarius rule in our natal birth chart? This is the area of our friends, our groups, and the social organizations that we may belong to. This house also rules over our dreams, hopes, and wishes. This is the house that rewards the work that we do in the 10th house. So perhaps some of us will be rewarded for the hard work that we did in the 10th house while Saturn was transiting there. This is why I believe that the conjunction of Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn transiting in the sign of this lunation and also being highlighted at this lunation, this is going to bring manifestation. The 11th house is where we get our rewards for all the hard work we did in the 10th house. So I believe that this lunation will open doors to initiate something that's very dear to you. For some people, this will be a point of accomplishment. All the things that you were working so hard on in the past 3 years, while Saturn was transiting the 10th house of Capricorn, will come to fruition at this point while he's transiting the sign of Aquarius. And if you remember, on the 16th of December in 2020, there was a Jupiter and Saturn conjunction. This conjunction is a 20-year cycle. This doesn't happen every other day. We also have to remember that Jupiter has a 12-year cycle. Saturn has a 29-year cycle. So the likelihood of these two planets meeting in a sign is very, very rare. This lunation is going to activate this conjunction, and Mercury transiting there is going to wake up this conjunction. So if you have not been able to figure out what it is that's going to be initiated by the conjunction of these two karmic planets, I believe this is the point where you're going to get a message, or you're going to have an idea, or something is going to show up at your door. The universe is going to open something at this lunation, and you will know which direction to take in the next 20 years. Another hopeful aspect is Mercury transiting the sign of Aquarius is going to sextile Chiron, the wounded healer, in the sign of Aries. This will open a window for healing through communication and understanding. Mercury will square Uranus. This could bring change and excitement, which can cause anxiety and nervous tension. Some could receive unexpected and upsetting news that may force you to change your plans. Mercury being the planet that rules over communication, squaring the planet Uranus that rules the internet, there could be some type of upsetting news or sudden changes or sudden actions that may involve the internet. This aspect may bring sudden actions, upsetting news. Mercury square Uranus is also an accident aspect. So pay attention while you're driving. Do not text or talk on the phone while you're driving. This aspect could also bring some unexpected news with the internet. Maybe there'll be some type of problem or the internet is going to go down, who knows. Or perhaps something with travel concerning airplanes or transportation. So if you're traveling at this time, I'd advise you to reserve a few hours so that you have enough room just in case there's some delays. Jupiter is also a part of this lunation, and it's conjunct Mercury and Saturn, and at the same time squaring Uranus and Mars. Jupiter tends to expand whatever it touches. So whatever is going to occur at this time is going to be very expanded. The news and social media may exaggerate whatever is happening, or whatever is happening is going to be blown up and expanded by the conjunction of Jupiter. Jupiter expands whatever it touches. Keep that in mind, good or bad. Jupiter is exactly square Uranus. This aspect indicates inner great tension brought on by sudden and exciting events. This could change your fortune or the direction of your life. Big opportunities and sudden luck could be close at hand. This is an overnight celebrity aspect. This is a very lucky aspect. You could be one of those people that becomes an overnight millionaire. You could win the lottery. Or if you're one of those that gambles at the casino, this is the perfect aspect for you to go and give it a try. Just make sure to know when to stop. Saturn is part of this conjunction. And Saturn brings limitations and restrictions. So don't be one of those people who wins it big and loses it all because they don't know when to stop. If it is a lottery win, it's probably going to come with some type of karma, some type of restriction or responsibility. This aspect is also known to produce overnight celebrities. So you might see somebody trending really big on Twitter, or you might have somebody you could see somebody become very popular overnight on YouTube. So if you're one of those, this is the time to present yourself and stand out from the crowd. This is a very lucky and exciting aspect to have in your chart. It would tend to bring exciting and unexpected lucky events almost overnight. Other things that could happen as a result of this aspect are things like meeting somebody out of the blue, somebody really special and unusual who changes your life. Or if you've been looking for a job for a while, this is the time that you could suddenly find gainful employment. Others could also land a very important contract at this time. If you've been wanting to travel to a foreign land, say you've applied for a visa and you've had no luck before, this is the time that you could get approved out of the blue. You could get a green card or citizenship at this time. These are some of the things that could happen under this aspect, and it will cause anxiety and tension in your life because you may have to move things around in your life unexpectedly. The other aspect that supports the Jupiter-Uranus square is that Venus, who is currently transiting the sign of Capricorn, is going to trine the sign of Uranus, who is transiting in Taurus, the sign that Venus rules. This is a very harmonious and supportive aspect. If you're single, this is a great opportunity for you to meet somebody all of a sudden. This aspect will stimulate your affections and bring excitement to an existing relationship. If you're married or you already have a partner, this is the time to introduce some excitement in the bedroom, because this is the time that if it's boring, your husband, wife, or lover might be looking elsewhere. Venus also rules money, things that we love and value. This is why I have a strong feeling that some people will experience some type of financial windfall. All these activations of these lucky aspects, it's very, very likely. Mars at the same time is also trine Venus. This aspect can bring a lot of passion and excitement. These harmonious aspects are going to help us reduce the tension and aggravation we're going to feel from all the other squares happening at this lunation. So if you were born on or around the 13th of January, you are going to have this energy in your solar return chart. That is from this birthday until the next birthday. Having a new moon on your birthday is very special because it doesn't happen often. It's probably every 10 years that you have a new moon. And from what I've heard from my clients that I do readings for, they always tell me the years that they have a new moon, they always say that they have the biggest changes in their life when they have a new moon on their birthday. Same goes for a full moon. So this is a year that you're going to have initiations wherever your Capricorn house is. Capricorn, this new moon is loaded. There's a lot of aspects. So you are going to have a spectacular and dynamic year. With this new moon, you could begin a brand new relationship. You could get married. You could start a brand new job. Something is going to be life-changing for you this year. So if you want to know how this lunation is going to affect you in your solar return chart, I suggest you go to my website at rachel-mayo.com. Book a reading with me so I can guide you. I will let you know exactly where you can expect these big changes using your natal birth chart. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment.